Hello, Subtech community. Today we are going to talk about this book, Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. If you have not read this book, then you need to look for it, take a read. But in this video, if you can stay around, we can just discuss about the summary. I've tried to read through. I'm putting up a summary of what it takes from this book. Now, what's this book about? This is the birth of Nike. You know that tick, you know that logo. So Nike is now the world most selling shoe producer with a lot of sports attire. At the moment, they do sales of worth $30 billion per month. And I want to take you through slowly by slowly how it started. So it started with Phil Knight. Phil Knight, a fresh graduate from a business school. First of all, he borrowed, that was 1962. He borrowed $50 from the dad to start a business, and he launched a company with only one simple mission, was to import high quality, low costing running shoes from Japan. So selling the shoes in his neighborhood, event ground, sports ground, the first year, that was 1963, Phil earned $8,000. That is a business of $50. He earned $8,000 in the first year. So that tells us now how the business started. So let's go from step by step. What was the genesis of Nike? So we have said that in 1962, Phil Knight, fresh out from a business school, had a vision. The vision that was worth to reshape the landscape of sports and fashion. So let's embark on the journey into the beginnings of Nike. So what was the background for Phil's crazy idea? So Phil, fueled by a seamless crazy idea, envisioned bringing the Japanese shoes to the US market, inspired by the success of a Japanese camera. There is a camera that was highly selling in the US, which was from Japan. So he believed that the athletic shoes could follow the similar path. So he believed in his idea, he took it up. Now, there comes the bold move of his trip to Japan. So we see Phil traveling the whole world, but his destination was to Japan. So the audacity of his plan, Phil decided to take a trip around the world, and his destination was Japan, to convince the Japanese company to let him distribute the shoes in the United States. The meeting with the CEO, Unisuka, by then, was pivotal. At the moment, he came and convinced them that he can do it. He did the presentations and everything, and the business, the management was convinced. And he presented himself as a sales working with Blue Ribbon Sports. That was a company by then in the US. So how does he come up to make his first order and the key partnership he has already done? So with his bold move, he secured the distribution rights for the Tiger shoes in the US. And his first order came in. So a mere $50 worth of samples. Phil's journey took a turn. He shared these samples with his truck coaches. There is a coach, in this book, there is a coach called Bill Bowerman, whom he sold the first shoe, and he got a contract. it can be like a decision taken. So we want to see how did the coach come in that involvement. So obviously the coach saw the potential of investing in Phil's vision. He became the partner in what was now known as Blue Ribbon Sports, making a crucial partnership with a coach immediately, that sales are going to come through, because the same coach was going to convince now the people who were supposed to take up those shoes and use them for their sports. So what is surprising is Phil Knight, he started making manual sellings, which we call, it was an unexpected success. He moved out of his circles and never used the strategies other sales companies were using. He started selling door by door, I can say. So he was moving pitch to pitch, all those sports grounds, making sure that he convinces everyone how good the Tiger shoe was. So Coach Bowerman not only liked the shoe but also saw the potential, so he took it up. So how does the first order go through? So if obviously all that said, still you read this book, we shall keep bringing you the summary. So he faced a rejection. That is when he had scaled up with some of the sellings. He faced up a rejection from one of the sporting. So Phil took the matters into his own hands. He personally sold shoes at various track events across the country. So the response, orders started pouring in beyond his expectations. So that was the birth of Nike. So Phil's determination led to the opening of the first retail store. However, challenges arose when the CEO back in Japan, Unisuka, realizing that Blue Ribbon wasn't as big as they thought, he thought to have a larger distributor. So this prompted Phil to take a risky move. And always, that's what they tell us, even in entrepreneurship, in startups, that you have always to evolve. Anything that comes in, take a risk for the next step. So Phil took the risky move, creating Nike. He created now a company, which was different from the Blue Ribbon, because Blue Ribbon already was analyzed to be a low seller in the US. So knowing the risk of contract termination, Phil started production to a different company in Mexico. So he moved on because the other contract was terminated. He developed a new shoe, the birth of what we know now as Nike, and strategically navigated the termination of the Unisuka contract. So that shows us how we always have to turn around when we always face challenges like that. At this point, Phil Knight should have reached a point like dropped the ball, but he went ahead and created his own company, shifted and started doing business with another company in Mexico. So there is when now he reached a point and he became bankrupt. So how did he overcome the bankruptcy? So the shift of Nike, however, came at a cost. Blue Ribbon faced financial challenges, nearing bankruptcy. So Phil had to secure loans from a company, and that was called Nisho, that is Japan, showcasing the resilience that would define his entrepreneurial journey. So we see now there is a growth from diversity to growth. So against all odds, Nike not only survived but it thrived. So Phil's ability to navigate challenges, take risks, and turn adversity into opportunity laid the foundation for Nike. So to become one of the world's largest footwear company, that's what it takes. So in conclusion, there is what we call the journey significance. So Phil's journey from a bold idea to creation of Nike is a testament to entrepreneurship. So resilience and the power of daring to dream. It sets the stage for the key lessons well explored. So in this video, we see how you can start from ground to those heights, but at the end of the day, there are always humps that come in, which you have to overcome as an entrepreneur. And also we learn a lesson that never give up. So the next video we shall have is going to be about the key lessons, the takeaways from this book. And thanks to someone who recommended this when I started reading it. That is Henry. Kudos, guy. So, all being said, I hope we stay tuned, waiting for the key lessons. I will have them summarized for you, but still take a chance to go through that book, read through. It is something to take in if you haven't read it. Otherwise, meet you in the next video. Bye bye.